In this video, I'm going to show you how to graph a standard form equation with X and Y intercepts. So I want to go through a couple vocab things, and I actually have this one graphed for us before we graph the next one on our own. So just kind of to show you some vocab that goes with it and then the concepts. This part 2 here says the graph of the linear equation 2x plus 3y equals 6 is displayed below here on your graph. Write the ordered pairs representing your x and y intercepts on the graph. So I'm noticing there's a point here that crosses my y-axis on my graph and a point labeled here where my graph crosses the x-axis. So let's label those 2 points. So from the graph, I notice that there is a y-intercept at this point 0, 2, and I notice there is an x-intercept at the point 3, 0. So up here we have a couple blanks to fill out on your notes, and the y-intercept here, you can fill that in, y-intercept is going to be the value of y when your x is equal to 0. So notice how in my y-intercept I was given the y value and the other value x is 0. And then likewise, your x-intercept is the value of x when the y is equal to 0. So notice how my x-intercept, I have the x coordinate and the other value y is 0. Now that's something that is important to notice when you're working with intercepts, is that the other number is 0. Now confirming and finding x and y intercepts algebraically. So now with our algebra skills. So to find the x-intercept, if you didn't have the graph, what we're going to do is use this concept here that when you're finding the y-intercept, the x value is 0. So if we're going to find your intercept, look at what intercept you're finding, and the other value is 0. So here, my first intercept we're going to find is the x-intercept, which means you're going to plug in 0 for your y. So here's our original equation. I'm going to copy that down here. We had 2x plus 3y equal to 6. So 2x plus 3y equal to 6. Now I'm going to substitute in a 0 for my y value. So I'm going to have 2x plus 3 times 0 equals 6. And now I'm going to solve for x. Notice how if this term is being multiplied by 0, this whole thing goes away, because anything times 0 is 0. And 2x plus nothing is equal to 6. Really, what we could do is what's called the cover-up method and just completely cover up that term and now solve if 2x was equal to 6, because this 0 is going to drop out. So if I have 2x equal to 6, what is my x value? Well, if I divide by 2, we get the value 3 that we saw up here on our picture, on our graph. So 3, 0. So if the x-intercept is 3, that means it crosses at the point 3, 0. And again, we confirm that with our graph. Now, likewise, but exactly opposite, to find our y-intercept, we are going to plug into the function x equal to 0. So again, I'm going to rewrite that original equation that we had, which was 2x plus 3y is equal to 6. And now if I substitute in a 0 for my x value, 2 times 0 plus 3y equals 6 is going to be how I'm going to solve for y. Well, if I have 2 times 0, this whole term is going to drop out because I have nothing here. 2 times 0 is nothing. So really what I'm solving for, if I cover up that x term, is just 3y equal to 6. So if I write 3y equal to 6 and I solve for y by dividing by 3, I'll have a solution that y is equal to 2. Notice how that was already given to us in the graph, but here's that picture here. My graph hit the axis on the y-axis at 0, 2. So the point 0, 2 was on our graph. So you could kind of start here with the algebra and then make the graph, and that's what we're actually going to do in our next video.